else doesn't need any sort of introduction. The man you're about to see right now on your screen. It's KZI 9 sports reporter Nick Ursini joining us live in studio after a very long day on the field covering Oregon's win over Washington State. Nick, always glad to have you here on television. Autzen Stadium seemed like it was rocking out there today. What was it just like being inside of the stadium with all those thousands of people, and Oregon, of course, coming away with that win today?
Yeah, I think it was 58,000 that Don Essex said was there. And honestly, it was a game that they needed to kind of just give every Oregon fan to kind of just take that big, deep breath. It took a little bit of time for them to do it. It was a slow start to the offensive, game plan there. It's funny, Kenny and I have talked a bit about this before, that Oregon seems to always start slow. I don't think they've scored an opening touchdown since the Colorado game. And for them to kind of come out and respond the way that they did, they were only up 3 going into halftime, and they got the ball. They didn't do too much with it. So it was a game that, again, it was nice to see Bucky Irving do this. He did come back in this game late. He was a little injured. Here's head coach Dan Lanning on Bucky Irving.
I don't know that anybody wants this team to be more successful than Bucky Irving, right? He cares about his team. He cares about his teammates. He loves hard. This guy, I won't go into detail about his backstory, but the adversity that this guy's faced, for him to be the remarkable young man that he is really impressive. And, I have 3 sons. I hope my sons can grow up and be like Bucky Irving.
Quote that you just simply don't hear from many men say that about a specific person. And again, if you don't know Bucky's backstory, it's too much time to kind of go into it. But again, he really is the heart and soul of this team. And again, for him to have a good game that he did was really, really important for the Cougs.
It was really good to obviously see him come back on the field. Thankfully, he looked like he was okay. And of course, Nick, another big storyline for the Ducks in this win. It's the D-line doing a really good job tonight containing Cameron Ward. That's something we've seen several teams struggle with throughout this season. How much of an impact do you think that had on stalling Wazoo's offense, which we know in the air raid system can score at any moment and at any given time?
Yeah, I thought it was interesting earlier this week. Brandon Dorlus said that Cam Ward's the most annoying quarterback he's ever played against, considering Dorlus has been in this league for a very long time. And look, this secondary, not only the secondary, they did play without Kyrie Jackson, but it was guys like Mateo Uyunglele who had good games. Evan Williams actually had a sack late in this game. Jeffrey Bassa, the big guys that really kind of came up and contained Cameron Ward. He had to be one-dimensional. I think it was 473 yards that he passed for. Of course, that garbage touchdown at the end didn't really matter unless, of course, you were betting on the game. It was 19.5 was the spread. Ended up being 14. So if you bet it, Wazoo did end up covering. But again, this was a game that, the secondary really contained Cameron Ward after, what Michael Penix did to them last week. So definitely something that I know Dan Lanning and Tosh Lupoy were very happy and pleased with.